Let's start with our B flat scale. That's the scale that we worked on last week. And by the way, David sent me a video practicing his scale. Make sure that you all remember to send me your videos as well so that I can, give you some feedback. But in case you were like, I'm not really clear what I'm supposed to do or how that goes, let's play our B flat scale together. So I won't be able to hear you, each one of you, but you will be able to hear me. So ideally you will play along with me, all right? And again, if you have any questions, like didn't understand that pattern, can you go slower? Can you go whatever, just type it so that I can see it and address it. Here we go. So B flat scale, we're gonna start with the low second finger on the G string. So make sure that you have that set up correctly. All right, here we go. We're gonna do it nice and slow so that you can hear me and match the pitch. 3, 4. Roll 1. B flat. Low 4. Take your time, set up your fingers on the string, right? And then play. Set your fingers. Did everybody get that? If you have a question or if you have a request, type it in really quickly. And if not, we are going to move on. Shifting. The most important thing about shifting is, it's okay if you haven't seen the videos I sent this week. I did it last night, so it's okay. The most important thing about shifting, remember, is that we are not doing this, right? Your wrist should not be changing shapes and your thumb should not be left behind when you do. You're not just sliding the finger, you're sliding your whole hand. Like the thumb needs to come along, right? It's a slide. So you notice how it's the whole hand moves. There's no this, there's no weird stuff. The shape of the hand doesn't move. This is the way it is. It just moves forward. So let's practice shifting. We're going to practice it on the A string. We're going to shift from the B to the D. Ready? So find your B, first finger on the A string. That's a B. So release the tension, slide, and press and play. Release the tension, slide, release the tension. Last time. You see that my thumb is coming along with me every single time and I'm not changing the shape of my wrist, right? All right, so this week I want you all to work on page 20 of your book. You all have your book. If you don't have a book, because I think Layla, you may not have this book because it's part of the techniques class. But everybody else should have this book. And I'm looking at page 20, which is what the videos were about. Again, if you don't have the book, it doesn't matter. It basically goes over what we just did, which is shifting. We are going to be shifting on the D string now. So really quickly, let's go over that. And so if we are on the D string, our first finger is E, and then the third position first finger is going to be G, right? Because it's taking the place of the third finger. So that's gonna be G. Let's practice really quickly shifting from E to G. Ready? Start on E. Good. All right. So the main thing that we wanted to do today was to play our G major scale, 2 octaves. And I know you're all thinking, I already know that. But now we're going to play it using third position. So what we're doing is, after the first octave, we're going to go to third position and play the second octave in third position. All right? So let's all start on open G, right? And you know your G scale. So we're going to play 1 octave G scale. Ready? G. Now, this G, we're gonna substitute it with our 1. We're gonna go to third position. So find that G. Got it? Now that you're in third position on the D string, we are going to put the fingers down there. So if this is G, whole step A, whole step B, and half step C. Can you all play those notes with me? Ready? G, whole step A, whole step B, and half step, which means really close together, C. Got it? All right, so let's do it without me talking. Ready? From G. All right, but now we gotta keep going. So you're going to just slide your finger now to the A, and that's gonna be D, whole step E, F sharp, whole step, and together G. There we go. We made it all the way to G. We're going back down. G, F sharp, E, D. Take your time. Go to the D string. Set up your fingers. Whole step, half. That's C, B, A, G. Take your time and slide back to first position. Your F sharp. C. All right, that's what you want to make sure that you can do this week. All right, we're gonna do it one more time, all the way from the bottom G to the top G without me talking so much. All right, do you have any questions? You can ask away right now before we do that.
I have a question. Okay, so like I'm kind of confused on like how to you know how we have to transition. I'm getting kind of confused because we're still trying to learn the third position. Like, is there any specific way you'd like to like explain to us like how to improve on it?
The shifting?
Yeah.
How to shift? The shifting, literally, you just have to sit there and do what we were doing. Ba, yeah, yeah, like really slow. There's no there's no magic, nothing. Like that just needs to be part of your routine. Remember what I told you? I think we did it in class the last time that I saw you guys, is you're just kind of trying to teach your hand that movement and that distance. So it's really one of those things you're just going to learn it by the pure act of repetition. You have to do it slow so that you can do it accurately every single time. If you sit there and you think, oh my gosh, this is so boring, I'm just gonna, you're gonna learn nothing. So you need to sit there and do it nice and slow and make sure that your hand is learning the right distance. And I know one of the difficulties is we forget to release the tension. So our shifts will go like like they're not smooth, and it's part of it. The other thing, you have to make sure that you have a good violin position, right? You need to be able to hold your violin without your hand, because that means then your hand doesn't feel the need to squeeze. If you're squeezing right here because you have a terrible violin position, and then you're not going to have a good shift, right? Because your hand's like, I can't release, I'm going to drop my violin. So the first thing is make sure that you are holding your violin nicely with your, with your head. Doesn't mean you have to kill your head either. It's just a balance thing. That means your hand is nice and free, and so it can slide smoothly. But honestly, it's just repetition. Like everything else we do in the violin, you get better at just by doing it over and over and over. So a little bit every single day, it will pay off. And that's why I say, as we're doing the scale, I'm not asking you to do the shift super fast. Take your time. Bam, bam, stop. Take your time. And right now maybe I might be going a little fast, but when you do it on your own, you can just take your time to make sure that that shift is correct. All right? Yes. All right. So let's play the whole scale 2 octaves. See, you might not be able to do it perfectly right now, and that is totally normal because it's something new. So if you can't do it right now, I mean, I get it. But the important thing is that you can understand the patterns, understand the fingerings, and then that means that you can, just practice it over the week. Here we go, from the bottom. Ready? I think this is better. I think you can see my fingers better this way, so I'm gonna go this way. Here we go. 3, 4, G. We're gonna substitute that G with a 1. Take your time, slide, find it. You guys have a tape, so you can just always check with the tape. Your time, set up the fingers on the next string. Ready? Keep going down. Take your time, slide back to first position. It's an F sharp, so it's open. All right, any questions? No? All right. So, that's basically what I would like for you guys to work on this week the most, because you're probably thinking, well, why do we have to do the G scale on third position if we can do it in first position? Yes, we're only using the G scale as practice. Later, next week, we are actually going to learn the D scale 2 octaves, which we've never done, and the C scale 2 octaves. And those you cannot do in first position by itself. So it's very important that you start getting comfortable with that third position, and the G scale, since it's, you know, the easiest scale, it was the best way to start. So again, any questions on any of this?